Since Biden and Trump are both at the border today, I want to cover how the so called border crisis has been manipulated. I also want to cover a few key points that the news media has left out. I'm Arturo, and I'm a reporter who writes the Decolonizing Journalism newsletter on Substack. I'm sure by now everybody's heard the stories of millions of migrants coming to the U.S. And I'm sure that by now we all know that encounters doesn't necessarily mean people crossing the border. So let's cover it. A key point that's being left out is how many migrants are actually removed/returned to their home countries. Now, this is a separate number from the number of deportations last year, which was about 150,000. But since May of last year, when Title 42 ended, and January, as many as 520,000 people were removed/returned. That means these are people that were processed at Customs and Border Protection facilities and were denied entry for whatever reason. The point is, they didn't enter the country. Another point they leave out is when you're talking about encounters, they never discuss how many of those encounters are actually legal entries. For example, as many as 350,000 Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans all came to the border seeking asylum, and those are legitimate claims because those countries have what the U.S. refers to as dictatorships. And people coming from those countries have special privileges under credible fear claims that other migrants just don't get. So just between those two numbers right there, you can knock off quite a bit of people from just the last 7 months or so. Despite the military-age men fears, and we know most politicians are really afraid of brown men, not military-aged men, everyone in news media knows that the majority of people crossing the border are women and children. Why they don't highlight the fact that 51% of people crossing the border are women and girls, honestly, is beyond me. So when you see the stats showing, single adults coming across the border, more than 51% of those are women. And currently, Customs and Border Protection has, or ICE has, as many as 120,000 migrants in detention facilities. And in the Houston area, in Harris County Jail, we have 2,000 migrants that are being held on ICE holds. And I'm sure if you added all the jails in the country and all the migrants that are in all those jails, the number's probably quite a bit higher than what CBP reports. Another thing to remember is that when a migrant legally crosses the border to claim asylum, even if it's between ports of entry, and turn themselves in, they're held in CBP custody for minimum several days while they get screened, background checked, and to have their asylum claims verified. And this debunks two things. First, the border is obviously not open. We all know that. And second, the migrants that are in this country that you see getting off buses in New York and Chicago and other cities, those migrants are actually here legally based on y'all's definition of illegal aliens. They're here legally because they were released pending their claim. So as long as the process is ongoing, they're not illegal. And to be honest, anyone who refers to migrants as illegal aliens isn't serious about having a discussion about immigration. They're just trying to trigger people and be edgy. Fact is, and most of these people on the far right know, that using the terms illegal aliens is actually considered a slur in a lot of our communities, mainly because of how it's weaponized. So some of you liberals that I've seen calling immigrants illegal aliens, stop. I'll be doing a lot more videos like this because in the current environment, there's a lot of lies, misinformation, lies by omission, and that propaganda is coming from both sides. So if you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this so that we can start having more educated conversations based on fact and reason. And as always, let me know what you think in the comments because I know you will.